Frankenstein's motorcycle. Nice saddlebags. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're going to do another Legacy Evolution month. Thanks to a combination of good finds and a little bit of lousy luck, we've managed to acquire a few more of the toys. Even though I can't say the same, I can't speak softly and fondly about all the retail stores around here, because I still can't find any of them there. At any rate, first up, we have the latest in Junkion's Crashbar. Now, Crashbar here goes with the similar style that we've expected out of Junkion's. You can clearly see he will be a motorcycle. And that's what most of us have always associated with them since their first appearance in the 1986 animated film. Those were the only things we saw them become in that film, so... But now we're getting a whole slew of them. So like we earlier, during our previous Legacy Evolution month, we had Scraphook, who becomes a tow truck. And coming soon, there's going to be another pickup truck. And some point in the future, not long after that, we will also get a garbage truck. The Junkions are really expanding their alternate modes now. But at any rate, Crashbar here is a relatively new character, so unfortunately that means we really don't have much to say about him. That's the one downside about not having a currently running cartoon or anything. Supposedly, Hasbro did pitch one to Netflix to do Legacy, but Netflix turned it down. I guess they really didn't like how the War for Cybertron series went. Just kind of a shame. I would have liked to have seen some of these new characters and kind of get a sense as to what they do. Or to further expand the lore of everybody's favorite classic characters. But at any rate, supposedly though, the designer of Crashbar here took a little bit of inspiration from the Mirror when making this toy, since apparently the facial hair is styled on his own. Well, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Alright, let's take a look here at Crashbar's accessories, and we will start with his guns. He's got some pretty large guns here, because they also will form the saddlebags to his motorcycle form. So you can see this large portion here is shaped up like a box. It even has a handle and a latch. So that's some nice detail, especially for a Junkion character. That's some nice details here on both of them. And of course they are different. There's a right and a left, so if you buy this toy loose, make sure you have a right and a left. And then next up, we also have his exhaust pipes. I like how the fact they fit onto his back and come up from the shoulders. It's kind of an Optimus Prime look. And of course, these are kind of done in an orange color. And of course, since they have posts all over them, they can be positioned in a lot of different ways. Now, they also say that his head comes off as well for part of breaking him down into a weapon form, but I tried to pull the head off of him earlier, and try as I might, I wasn't getting it to come off, so And with how hard it is to find these toys, it's not like I can easily drive to my Target and buy another one. I'd be lucky if there's anything on the shelf. So we'll just say the head comes off, because I mean, right here in the instructions it shows that you can remove the head, and here's all the separated parts. You can see right there above my fingernail, that is the head. So it does come off. But also, so does his legs. I like the way the legs are designed, but I think they're also a pain, because it does tend to take a little bit of effort to get him to stand up correctly. But while we got his legs off, there is a use for them. Some of you should remember during the last run of Legacy Evolution figures, we did a look at Scrap Hook. And you can put all of Scrap Hook's pieces here on Hotshot. Hotshot's got a lot of looseness in his legs here. There we go, stand up. Now we broke down the tow truck. All the pieces fit on there, except the driving compartment. Well, Crashbar here is made to have his legs combined with the driver's compartment. We basically take this one here, since this one forms the front. You reach in here behind the foot, you're going to fold out the handlebars, and then you can rotate it down and around like that, and then you bring out the wheel. And then for the other one here, we just position it like so, and fold this back piece down over the seat. And then you simply plug it in. Simply just plug it in into the driver's compartment, like so. And you get some sort of hybrid motorcycle with passenger compartment inside. My brother said this thing might be something you might see in a Mad Max film, and well, George Miller, if you happen to be watching, here's a crazy idea for that Furiosa movie you're planning. I'm sure there's a war boy that'd be silly enough to drive this jalopy. But as for it as a toy, not really all that impressive. Alright, now with all the weapons removed and legs reattached, we'll take a look at Crashbar's articulation. You can turn his head from side to side, and it is on a bit of a ball joint, so it will rock up and down. His arms can be raised up about so far. You can rotate his arm at the shoulder all the way around. His arm bends at the elbow 180 degrees, almost. So, you know, you can reach up and touch his shoulders with it. That's an improvement. Plus, he has a swivel at the bicep, so he has G.I. Joe's battle grip. You can twist him a bit at the hip. He is a bit stiff, but he is capable of doing some dance moves. I guess then he can join the party that was seen in the movie. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. So the way the legs are attached, it has an excellent thigh cut. Only problem is that the wheels do get in the way a bit. You can raise his leg at the hip about 90 degrees, and he can bend at the knee 90 degrees, especially since the wheel moves out of the way. Plus, on his his left leg, he does have some articulation at the ankle, since the ankle does pivot. The right one does pivot as well, but it more goes in a back and forth motion. So, he has a strange bit of articulation, but the difference just makes him more enjoyable in my mind. Okay, to transform Crashbar, Unlike some of the others who get taken apart to be able to transform, he does transform straight away. Start with, the section with his head needs to be pushed down so that it folds inside the body, like so. If you look down at him from above, you can see the head looking up at you. That's just creepy. Then we'll come down here to his hands. Gonna rotate them at the wrist. I guess I should have mentioned that as articulation, but doing that looks just painful. But then you fold his arms up so that the hands clench onto the spikes on his shoulders, like so. And then once you've done that, you're going to fold the arms at the shoulder towards his back. Try to keep the arms reasonably straight, because they're going to latch onto the opposite sides of this central post. Of course, it also doesn't help. The right shoulder has a bit of a protrusion that's also to line up and go in there. So it does take some effort on your first try. This isn't my first try. It took a while to get it to work for me, but we did get it in there. This one's a little more complicated. There we go. And in. There we are, nothing to it. Now, once we've got that, then you'll take his body and we're going to turn it at the hip so that now the chest faces off to the right. Come down here to his legs, spread them out a little bit, and then rotate them so the tires are pointing off to the sides. Now you come down here to his left leg. Underneath it, you will fold out the handlebars, like so. And then you'll rotate the foot so that it turns upside down.